ink is dry and the spine is worn. A story we've lived since the day it was born. I'm holding the corner, reluctant to flip, with a heavy heart and a trembling lip. We've had our chapter of thunder and light, whispered forever in the dead of the night. But the margins are crowded, there's no room to grow, and the ink has run out on the life that we know. I've memorized every line that we wrote, every high, every low, every beautiful note. But even the best books eventually end, and I can't keep pretending we're around the bend. And here we are at our final page, watching the actors walk off of the stage. The words are getting smaller, the story is thin. I don't know where you end and I should begin. It's a beautiful tragedy, a quiet goodbye, underneath a pale and a paper-thin sky. I'm closing the cover, I'm letting it go, the saddest ending I'll ever know. Our final page. There's a coffee stain on chapter 13, the messiest summer that we've ever seen. I used to skip back just to feel how it felt, before all the promises started to melt. But the plot has shifted, the characters changed, the dreams that we planted have been rearranged. I'm reading the last sentence over and over, looking for luck in a field with no clover. Doesn't mean it wasn't real if it didn't last. Or is it just a treasure buried in the past? I'm signing my name in the bottom right nook, the very last mark in our favorite book, the very last mark. The period's placed, the story is told, the paper is yellow, the edges are old. Sleep well, the end. Goodbye, my love. Our final page. Standing on the edge of the kitchen tile, watching you try to force a smile, but the blue's changing to a deeper shade, like the shoreline where the memories fade. I see the white caps starting to rise, a storm brewing under those heavy lids of sighs. You're looking at me, but you're miles away, lost in a luggage from a different day. The air is getting salty, the room is getting cool. A story of a shipwreck that's never been told. I'm reaching for your hand across the divide, but I'm terrified of the coming tide. There's an ocean in your eyes tonight, deep and dark and swallowing the light. I'm treading water just to see your face in a wild and lonesome liquid space. Every tear is a wave that's crashing down in the prettiest place I could ever drown. Yeah, I'm lost at sea and I'm losing my sight to the ocean in your eyes. The pupils are dilating like a moonless night, hiding the secrets you've kept out of sight. I wanna be the lighthouse, I wanna be the shore, but I don't think you wanna be saved anymore. You're staring through me to the open blue, to a version of us that we both once knew. And every blink is a surge of the sea, pulling the anchor away from me. Is there a bottom? Is there a floor? Is it just forever and a little bit more? I'm gasping for air while you're letting go, descending to the silence that only you know. Silence you know. The water's rising, the floor is gone. I'm drifting out before the dawn in the blue. So deep, so deep, so deep. I'm sinking with you, ocean and eyes, ocean and eyes. Ocean and eyes. I'm watching the way your eyes hit the wall whenever I start to explain it all. The same old stories, the same old fears, the same salt tracks of the same old tears. I see the sigh before it leaves your chest, a heavy weight that's looking for a rest. You're nodding along, but your mind is gone, waiting for the curtains to finally be drawn. I'm a broken record with a scratch in the groove, and I've run out of ways to make you move. I'm a habit you're trying so hard to break, a beautiful mess that's too heavy to take. And I don't blame you for being tired of me, of the person I am. watching you grow while you're tired of me. I try to be new, I try to be light, to be the person who wins every fight. But I'm just a shadow of what you once loved, a push in the dark where there should have been shove. You're checking the exits, you're checking your watch, while I'm just a stain that you can't seem to scotch. I'm a chore on your list, a debt in your bank, the anchor that pulled while the whole ship sank. I'm exhausted by the version of me in your head, by the things that I did and the things that I said. If I could walk out of my own skin tonight, I'd leave me behind and I'd run for the light. I'm tired of me too. Get some sleep. The promises are too heavy to keep. I'll turn out the light, I'll stay in the gray. Tired of me, so tired, so tired. I understand. I used to be a fire in the hallway, a sudden red of gold you couldn't miss. But lately I'm the shade of Sunday morning, a pale and washed out version of a kiss. I'm looking in the mirror at a stranger, the blue has leaked right out of both of my eyes. I'm blending with the beige upon the paper, a ghost in a very thin disguise. The edges of my spirit are starting to fray. I'm turning into static, I'm turning into gray. I'm a photograph left out in the rain, losing the joy but keeping the stain. And I'm losing my color, one shade at a time, like a master curse committed to a crime. The vibrant, the violent, the emerald green, they're all becoming things I've only seen. I'm fading to white, I'm fading to bone, in a world that's decided to leave me alone. Until I'm just a silhouette of maybe. You used to say I looked like a sunset, all purple, bruised and orange, burning bright. But now you look right through me at the window, like I'm nothing but a flicker in the light. The garden's turning silver in the winter, the roses are a memory of the blood. I'm watching all my highlights start to splinter and wash away in a monochrome flood. Paint me back in, tell me I'm bold, tell me I'm not just growing old and cold. But your brush is dry and your palette is bare, and there's no more pigment in the air. No more pigment, no more pigment, no more pigment. fading out. Where did I go? Where did I losing my color? Just a blank page. Wide awake. The tires are spinning in the same red clay. I've been trying to leave since yesterday, but the ignition clicks and the engine dies, reflecting the look in your heavy eyes. I'm a fly in the amber, a needle in the groove. I've forgotten the way that I'm supposed to move. Every exit I take leads back to the start, to the jagged remains of this circular heart. The clock on the wall hasn't moved in an hour. The milk in the carton is starting to sour. I'm reaching for the handle, I'm kicking the door, but I'm already part of the dust on the floor. In the almost of you. You're saying the words like you're reading a script, but the pages are yellow and the edges are ripped. We're rehearsing the ending for the 1000th time, but neither of us can commit to the crime. I've got my bags packed, sitting by the gate, but the hinges are welded by the weight of our hate. Or maybe it's love, just gone a bit wrong, like a scream that's been stretched into a song. Glue in the veins, lead in the feet, the bitterest taste of a partial defeat. Break the glass, pull the cord, give me the fire, give me the sword. Just don't leave me here in the static. I've been walking for 1,000 miles of almost, through the sagebrush and the heat of what we were. The horizon is a line I'll never conquer, and the memories are a shimmering golden blur. There's no water in the wells we used to dig here, just the sun beating down on the dry and cracked red clay. I'm looking for a sign, a drop of mercy, but the clouds are just ghosts that have drifted far away. The wind is whistling through the ribs of the canyon, a hollow sound that feels like a heavy hand. Every grain of dust is a minute I've wasted, slipping through the fingers of a lonely man. And I'm stranded in a desert with your name, where the silence and the fever feel the same. It's a vast empty world of I should've known, where the seeds of regret are the only things grown. I'm shouting at the vultures and the wide open sky, but the echo is the only thing that's given a reply. Yeah, it's a million miles of nothing, a wild and lonely flame in a desert with your name. I see a mirage of you standing by the water, with that blue summer dress and the light in your hair. But when I run to touch the edge of the ripples, I'm just grasping at the heat and the thin mountain air. The vultures are circling the heart I've been carrying, waiting for the moment that I finally let it fall. I've forgotten what it's like to feel the rain on my forehead, or to hear a voice that isn't just a ghost in the hall. Sand in the pocket, salt in the throat. I'm a sinking ship that forgot how to float. There's no shade for a heart that's as heavy as mine, just a burning white glare of a sun that won't decline. It won't decline. It's just sand and the wind and the heat. The desert with your name, just a name, nowhere left to hide. The rope is rough against my palms, a fraying length of keep me calm. We've been unraveling for a year or two, ever since the silk of us turned into glue. I used to weave our fingers like a prayer, but now I'm just gasping for the open air. The tension in the line is starting to snap, and I'm falling head first into the gap. It's not a noose and it's not a cage, it's just the ink drying on the very last page. I'm pulling it tight so the loop doesn't slip, with a steady hand and a frozen lip. And I'm tying the final knot tonight between the maybe and the out of sight, securing the loose ends of a broken dream, closing the mouth of a silent scream. It's the anchor I'm dropping to the floor of the sea, to keep you from ever coming back to me. No more tangles, no more not yet. I'm tying the final knot of my deepest regret. I remember the bow on the gift you gave. Now it's just a marker on a shallow grave, and binding the letters and the Polaroids too, making a bundle of the ghost of you. The more I pull, the more it hurts my chest, but a tight, clean break is probably for the best. No dangling threads for the wind to catch, no leftover spark for a lonely match. It's a heavy bind, a permanent seal, protecting the part of me that's starting to heal. One for the sorrow, two for the pride, three for the version of me that died. Just a bundle of wood. The sky is bleeding into shades of violet and gold, the kind of masterpiece we promised we'd grow old. To watch from the porch with our fingers entwined, but the porch is just wood and I'm losing my mind. I reach for my pocket to pull out my phone, to capture the fire, to not feel alone. Then I remember your number is dead, and the screen is just glass, like the things left unsaid. It's a cruel kind of beauty, a glorious ache, a painting that's far too heavy to take. The world is showing off for an audience of one, and I'm just a witness to a dying sun. And it's a sunset I kiss you, a burning horizon of orange and blue. I'm standing here blinded by the light of the end, with no one to talk to and no one to sing. The colors, the clouds, or the way the air feels as the day turns to gray and the evening steals. It's wasted on me, this magnificent glare, just a sunset I can't share. The birds are all heading for home in the trees. I'm shivering here in the light of the breeze. I wanna tell you how the light hits the lake like 1,000 small mirrors, is louder than the colors are bright, and I'm just a shadow waiting for a night. Because the dark is much easier to handle than this. A beautiful moment I know you're gonna miss. Close my eyes, turn my back to the west, hide the brilliance inside of my chest. If you aren't here to see it, is it even there? Or is it just ghosts in the high mountain air? Just said I can share. I guess said I can share. Good night. Kitchen faucet's been leaking for a year. A steady rhythm that I've learned to fear. The screen door's hanging by a single rusted screw. I told you I'd get to it, but I never do. I'm looking at the cracks in the ceiling above. They look like a map of our failing love. I was always gonna paint, I was always gonna sand, but I let the hammer slip right out of my hand. It's a graveyard of projects I started in May, I'll do it tomorrow and not today. But the house is still standing and you're already gone, and the list of the damage goes on and on. And it's everything I didn't fix that's breaking me now. I'm sorry I never could manage to vow. The loose floorboards and the cold in the hall, the way that I watched as you started to fall. I'm a master of ruins, a king of the rust, watching our forever turn into dust. It's not just the hinges or the light in the hall. It's everything I didn't fix, most of all. I found the can of varnish in the back of the shed, next to the letters that I never quite read. I was gonna make the table look brand new again, but I couldn't even find a working pen. Now the wood is all warped and the finish is stained, like the way that I acted whenever it rained. I ignored the erosion, I ignored the decay, thinking the structure would just find a way. I'm a carpenter of silence, a builder of walls. I can hear the rot whenever it calls. If I pick up the tools now, is it just a charade or a monument to the mess that I made? The mess that I made. still dripping, the door's still ajar. I'm still wondering where the hell you are. I'm picking up the pieces, I'm starting to mend, but it's a little bit late for the end. Everything I didn't fix, everything I didn't fix, it's quiet now. It's a ceramic mug with a chipped blue rim, sitting on the edge of the morning swim. I haven't moved it since Tuesday night, when you walked out and took the light. The ring of coffee is a dried up lake, a fragile circle I'm afraid to break. I'm guarding a piece of the kitchen stone, like it's the only part of you I still own. I'm afraid if I wash away into the drain in the silver gray. I'm protecting the dust, I'm protecting the air, because your fingerprints are still living there. And it's the last thing you touched in this hollow house, as quiet as a ghost, as still as a mouse. Curator of things that are cold and still, staring at the cup on the windowsill. It's a holy relic, a jagged small piece, a memory that I'm never gonna release. Everything else has been turned into dust, but the last thing you touched is all that I trust. There's a crease in the book on the nightstand too, a dog-eared page that was folded by you. I can't bring myself to read the next line, to cross over the border of what was mine. The doorknob is cold where your palm used to be, a lingering metal and salt memory. I'm living in a museum of once upon a time, where moving a chair feels like a crime. If I clean the do I lose the trace? Do I finally have to look at the empty space? I'm holding my breath so the air doesn't shift, watching the sunlight start to drift. Don't touch it, don't move it, porcelain's cold, the edges are sharp. I'm playing the strings of a broken harp. Stay right there, don't let it go. The only thing left that I know, the last thing you touched, just a cup, just a page, just the ghost of an age. I'm staying